On today's video, we're gonna give you 5 things people hate and also 5 things people love about living in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. Hello everyone, this is Chris Morton, real estate broker with the Morton Bradbury Real Estate Group. So let's get at it. So there's a lot to love about living in Raleigh, North Carolina. Also a lot to hate. So we're gonna go over some things that if you're living here now, you're probably going to shake your head in agreement. And if you're thinking about moving here or on your way to moving here, this list is designed to prepare you for the goods and the bads. So let's get at it. We'll get the bads out of the way first before we get to the goods. And there's a lot more goods than bads. But anyway, let's get started with 5 things people hate about living in Raleigh area. And that has to begin with, there's always going to be road construction going on. It is like been never ending. I've lived in the Raleigh area since 1986. Sometimes it feels like since 1886. And since that dawn of time, there's been road construction going on, or at least it feels that way. If you're on US 1 going between Raleigh and Cary, it's like ridiculous what's going on. I had clients that I met at the airport yesterday to show them some houses, and I had to go through the gauntlet of like road construction around the hotels near the airport to get to them. I missed my turn. I had to go all the way down and loop back around again because there's so many orange barrels floating around, you don't know where you're supposed to go. So just be prepared. There's going to be road construction going on when you're here. If you live here currently, you know what I'm talking about. Hopefully it will be over in the next 100 years, we're hoping. The positive of all of this road construction is obviously that means growth. They don't build roads and add roads and change roads around in areas that are declining. Looking at you, California, Illinois, all those states. So there's a positive side of the road construction. Another big negative, people around this area, for some reason, as my mom says, drive either 8 or 80. I don't ask people to drive 20 miles over the speed limit when it's 45 is the speed limit for that road. I do ask them to go 45, not 35, not 25. I inevitably get behind someone poking along for absolutely no reason. Last night we were coming back from the western side of the triangle, and it took a good 30 minutes to drive what should have been like 15. It was ridiculous. I'm finally get around some of these people, and it's just that they're driving slow and it's dark and they're scared. So just be prepared. You're gonna have people drive very slowly. And just as you're prepared for those slow drivers, also be prepared that the paint on your car may be peeled off by someone going at like warp speed around you for no particular reason. It's 70 miles an hour on Interstate 540, which is the outer loop around the outer part of the Raleigh Triangle area. And that should be good enough for most people. 70, okay, let's say 79, 80. No. There's people going like 85, 100 on this road. I don't know where they're going so fast, but just be prepared. You're gonna have some occasional crazy drivers. Unfortunately, there's people can't quite drive the speed limit, and we do get more slow pokers than we do crazy fast drivers, but just be prepared that that is an aggravation that you're gonna have to live with when moving or living in the Raleigh area. The next big negative you're gonna hate about living in the Raleigh area, restaurants generally close around 10 p.m. and bars, nightclubs close at 2 a.m. So I have aged out of the 2 a.m. bar scene thing, but I know it's the law that they are supposed to close at that time. So if you're one of these people from New York City or wherever that likes to party until 4, 5, 6, 7 a.m., we don't do that here. Things pretty much close at 2 a.m. Restaurant-wise, though, that is a major aggravation. We were flying out super early one morning about 3 months ago to go on a vacation. Decided to stay at the airport the night before so that we didn't have to drive 30 minutes to get to the airport the next morning before the crack of dawn. And so we get to the airport hotel, we check in, it's like 8:58, and we realize everything in the general vicinity around the airport closes at 9 p.m. We had to drive, I don't even remember where we went. We had to go like 3, 4, 5 miles away from this area, and that means away from even Briar Creek. If you've ever been to Briar Creek, you know it's a big complex with lots of restaurants and shops and things. We had to drive way away to get something to eat. It was ridiculous. Our fault for not eating earlier, but just prepare yourself. If you are hungry for something to eat at 11 o'clock at night, you're gonna have some very limited options in the Raleigh area. Hopefully that's gonna change soon. Just be prepared for it. The next big negative and the thing people hate about Raleigh in the Triangle area, it's just just not very walkable. Unless you live in downtown Raleigh, downtown Durham, or maybe the Midtown North Hills area, it's really hard to like not have a car and just walk to places and get groceries, shopping, nightlife, restaurants, that sort of thing. Most of the time, you're gonna have to get in your car and drive. And as I jokingly say, everything in the Raleigh, everything in the Triangle is 15 minutes away. You can drive from one end of the Triangle to the other and it's gonna take you 15 minutes. You can drive 2 blocks, it's gonna take you 15 minutes. Joking, it's not that exact, but you get the idea. There's always driving involved living in Raleigh, so you're gonna need a car. It's a bummer for a lot of people, especially if you're trying to get your steps in like I am to get to 12,000 steps a day. Cars aren't very conducive to that, so just be prepared. If you don't drive and you don't have a lot of experience driving, you may wanna take a driving class when you move here. Another big thing to hate about the Raleigh area is we got bugs. So in the spring, summer, you're gonna find the flies and the mosquitoes. The mosquitoes can be very, very annoying. Flies only seem to come out when you're picnicking or you're wanting to have some sort of entertaining meal thing outside. So just bear with that. We also have ticks, so if you go hiking in the woods or on the greenway, you need to be prepared for that. Unfortunately, as we're in the South, you're also gonna have water bugs and roaches, so yucky, I know. Just something to be prepared for. If you're from one of the colder climates where everything freezes, you may not have as many bugs as we have down here, but because we're a more temperate climate, just something you need to be prepared for, and it is very aggravating if you get stung by a mosquito. So make sure when you come this way, you pack your bug spray. So enough about all the bad things that people hate about Raleigh and the Triangle area. Let's get to the love. Let's talk about things people love about living here. And one thing that's apparent when you move here is Raleigh and the Triangle has a very bright future. There's a lot of growth here. You're seeing a lot of construction with buildings being built and lots of activity going on. We are not a declining area like some of the other areas we mentioned earlier in this video. People are wanting to move here. People are wanting to get jobs here. People are wanting to settle down and have a life here in the Raleigh area. That lots of areas you can't say that about. And that's really a positive thing that you have a growing area. It means you're going to get more restaurants. You're going to get more fun things to do. You're going to get more people to meet. And all around, it's going to be an improving area when you have growth coming in versus everyone fighting to get out the door. Another great thing people love about the Raleigh Triangle area, I kind of touched on it a second ago, jobs are plentiful. There's lots of jobs in the area available for you if you're coming in from out of this area, especially in the tech industry and the medical industries. There's lots of opportunity here. This is a kind of a place where you can go to school, and Wake Technical College is a great place to go. You can go to Wake Tech, you can get a certification to be IT professional or a nursing, I think. Lots of different stuff at Wake Tech. Bottom line, what I'm trying to say is you can get certified to get a great job here and go easily get that job and have a successful life, all because you moved to the Raleigh area. Another great positive of the Raleigh Triangle area, our home prices are relatively reasonable. So when you compare us to like New York, Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles, a lot of other big cities, we have some fairly reasonable prices for our homes. Even on our high-end homes, we still rank pretty well. For example, looking at like Nashville, Tennessee, or Austin, Texas, their price per square foot on their high-end homes is much higher than ours here. It's really surprising when you check out some other YouTube channels with their video tours of homes, are like, wow, that thing is 5 million? It would be like 3 million here, which is still not cheap, but 3 million is better than 5 million. So bottom line, you can still have some great opportunity when you move here to this area or you live here to buy a home and have the home of your dreams without necessarily breaking the bank. Next great thing about living in the Triangle, living in the Raleigh area, we have an international airport here. RDU International Airport is about a 30-minute drive from just about anywhere in the Triangle. It's got a ton of flights going in and out of RDU every single day, including 57 nonstop destinations, not only in the United States that you can go to, but also some international nonstops such as Cancun, London, Paris, and now Reykjavik, Iceland, which allows you to go jump off to pretty much anywhere in the world. Super, super cool. So one of the advantages, again, one of the great things about living in the Raleigh Triangle area is it's not that hard to fly out and fly to pretty much anywhere you want to go. And another thing people really love about living in Raleigh in the Triangle area is you can be to either the beaches or the mountains of North Carolina in about 2 to 3 hours. It's really cool. You jump on Interstate 40, you jump on 85, and you go to wherever you want to go, either for a day trip or a weekend trip or a few day trip. That's really cool. Wilmington's about 2 hours away. Asheville and Boone are about a little under 4 hours away, but you can still get to the mountains in general in 3. It's really cool. And also everything in between, including Winston-Salem with Old Salem Historic Area and the Yadkin Valley wine country of North Carolina out to the west, and also go to the east and go to Outer Banks, to New Bern, historic New Bern. All of that stuff is really cool. It's really a great advantage of Raleigh and the Triangle that we're centrally located and we have good roads to allow you to do all those things. So if you're considering a move either into or out of the Raleigh area, my real estate team and I would be honored to be your agents of choice. You can email us at hello@mortonbradbury.com, give us a call on the phone number below, or click on the link in the description. We'll be happy to help you get things started. Check out this video. We think you're really going to like this one as well. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.